How do we decide when a person isn't worth it anymore? When do we flip the switch from, I want to help, to you're on your own? Maybe we forget that there's a cycle playing out, that the adults we tune out used to be kids, and now they have their own kids. Maybe there's still time to intervene, to break the cycle, to give second chances, fresh starts, positive tomorrows.
That means you are computers.
No, she's on the book today.
Positive Tomorrows is a nonprofit social service agency with our main program is that of providing a private school for children who are living in homelessness.
There's no other place quite like Positive Tomorrows. It's a place for children who are behind, academically and socially. It's a head start for some, but a new start for most. Not just for kids, for their families too. Meet Victoria.
Well, in my home, my dad was 100% disabled, and he had a head injury, so he had the mentality of a 12 to 14-year-old my whole life. My mom suffered from severe depression, so there was always arguing and fighting. We walked on eggshells my entire life. And then whenever I was 16, he was diagnosed with cancer, and then 4 months later, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. He lasted less than a year.
Victoria struggled with a difficult childhood. She became addicted to alcohol and hard drugs, and that addiction led her to make some bad choices. Lots of them. They nearly cost her everything.
And then Jazzlyn was born February 1st of 2014, and everything was good for a couple months. And then it all started getting bad, and my mom found some drugs, and so when Jazzlyn wasn't even 2 months old, we moved out. Then we just kind of started hopping around from place to place to place, like a couple days here, a couple days there, sleeping on people's floor. We really didn't have our own place for quite a few months.
Victoria's addiction included heroin and meth use in her home, in front of Jazzlyn. Victoria fed her addiction instead of her daughter. Jazzlyn became malnourished. Victoria spiraled. She lost hope. But the funny thing about hope is that sometimes when you're at the bottom of the barrel, there it is. Hope.
I went to rehab, and within 30 days, Jazzlyn was placed with me there. And the place we went to, they introduced us to Positive Tomorrows. And that was just like a godsend.
This is Jazzlyn, and she's finally living a typical life. Positive Tomorrows assigned Jazzlyn a speech therapist to help her communicate more clearly and calmly. The school provided her with toiletries, introduced her to ballet, drawing, made sure she had regular hot meals and a stable routine. They helped Jazzlyn feel safe, loved, and valued. They helped her feel at home. Meanwhile, Victoria's case manager helped Victoria get a job, get Jazzlyn to dental and doctor's appointments, and help both of them start to live healthy lives. Now, Victoria's continuing her education at OSU OKC.
When I first met Victoria, the thing that stood out was that she not only wanted to be the best mom she could be and wanted to overcome her challenges with substance abuse, she wanted to help other women overcome their challenges with substance abuse.
I want to work with drug addicts, opiate addicts, heroin addicts, you know. I can relate with those kind of people, and I think it helps keep me on the straight and narrow and keeps me clean, having to be there for those, you know, those people, my people, you know, and that there is a way out of addiction.
Victoria right now, I would call her one of our parent leaders. I mean, she has led parent support groups, parent education groups. She has a peer certification for sobriety. She has a certification where she can actually help other parents. So we've been able to, as a school, Positive Tomorrows has been able to help her get into housing in the beginning. And now we're helping her to move into an even better place where she's going to be able to help even more families of ours.
With Positive Tomorrow's help, Jazzlyn is on track for a bright future, in no small part because Victoria is on that same track. It took hard work and tough choices from Victoria. It took patience and grace from the team at Positive Tomorrows. But the thing is, there are thousands of stories just like Victoria's and Jazzlyn's.
Mom's always going to get her license to drive her car, and she can't know where.
Currently, we're able to serve about 75 in the old location. But as we move into the new building, if once it were completely filled up, we would be able to serve about 210 children, we think. So that's almost tripling the number of kids. That's when we get all the rooms full, when we have all the staff in place and everything going. So it's going to allow us to do a lot more good, I think.
It's a new year and a new school for everyone at Positive Tomorrows. Soon, these quiet halls will be loud, filled with the sounds of children who come to Positive Tomorrows and find something they've never had before. Maybe it's a backpack. Maybe it's a birthday party. Maybe it's a warm hug. Or maybe, just maybe, it's hope.
For our families who have just gotten a new job, $50 can pay for transportation for them for a whole month to their new job. $75 can pay for snack for the whole school for an entire week. For some of our families that we're trying to help get out of a more unstable situation and into something stable really quickly, $250 can provide a week of emergency shelter for them. $500 can provide a semester of art classes for one of our classrooms. $1,000 can provide instruction for one of our classrooms for an entire week. $2,500 can provide field trips for our entire school for a whole year. $5,000 can provide scholarship tuition for one child for an entire semester.
I know that the work that we do here is really dependent on people who sacrifice financially to make it happen. I know those folks, we get the little tiny checks, we get the big checks, we get all the and everything in between. And we're grateful for that because every single one makes a difference.
For all the people in the community that have supported us over the past 30 years, thank you. I mean, this place wouldn't be here without you, and we're so grateful to be in this space, to have the opportunity and the honor to serve more kids here in this new, bigger school.
I never knew that places like Positive Tomorrows even existed. And the fact that they started a school to help families that are struggling, that their whole lives they've been in that, homelessness and addiction and just the sick cycle that just continues in families. And they're allowing these families to come there and they're helping them with everything, all the little expenses and letting them give their kids Christmas and having us come to stuff and come together, as a group, and just being able to allow them to be a part of my child's life, and they really, really enjoy it, and I know she's safe. It's just a really special thing that I never knew existed, and I absolutely love that I can call them a part of my family.
This year and every year, we ask you to give generously to Positive Tomorrows. With your help, we can break the cycle of poverty, of addiction, of homelessness, and of hopelessness. One family, one kiddo at a time.